Yo, it's your host Spanks of the Nothing's Normal podcast, and today I'm introducing the world's first THC seltzer water, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, this serves the purpose of you can get high, sip around the kids. You don't got to worry about nobody being in your business, nobody sniffing you out. Y'all be trying to hide it with the cologne and all that, this over stinking. This also serves as a good breath refresher. I know me, when I smoke, I got to drink something. So now you kill two birds with one stone here, ladies and gentlemen. My personal favorite, I like this mango joint. You know, I'm from the tropics. I'm a tropical brother. And listen, I'm 200 pounds plus. I could chug down some beer. One of these, I'm fried, died, laid to the side, ladies and gentlemen. So don't forget, over here, Nothing's Normal. We are under the Polymath Network. So, of course, you get a discount by using promo code POLY20. Don't worry. If you're having trouble with the spelling, I got you. POLY. The number 20. Promo code, get you a discount. Also, kids, stay in school. If you're not 21, go get your Gatorade. Legally highest seltzer water, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy. Yo, Nothing's Normal podcast. It's your host, Spanks, back at you with another episode, man. Without further ado, I ain't got to do too much talking. Sometimes y'all see what's going on. Earn Your Leisure CEO, Rashad Bilal, a.k.a. Shotty Blast, a.k.a. Shot Steiner, a.k.a. Drip Lord, a.k.a. whatever you know him as, man. What up, baby bro?
What's up, my brother?
Ain't nothing, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man.
You looking good. I see what's going on, man. You know, life is looking good. I brought Rashad here today. Today, we're gonna get into more topics as far as the culture. Like I always tell y'all, as far as our culture, it's really divided amongst different areas. I'm not gonna necessarily say sides, but I think we need to, I always say this term, revise the cool table. So I feel like we gotta, in order for the culture to push forward, we gotta salute different things and make it known. In our culture, you either an athlete or entertainer of some sort, and business is like the last priority. So, which I probably don't know about my boy over here is, you know, he was an athlete. I grew up watching him play sports. His sports career started well before I knew him. But his dream, his first love, I could say, was basketball. And where he didn't get drafted into the National Basketball Association, he got drafted into the National Business Association. So, you know, he's in my NBA. So with that being said, I'm going to pass the floor over to him. Get into your basketball introduction, influences, how old you was when somebody put the rock in your hand, who put the rock in your hand. Let's talk about Shotty Blast.
Yeah, I don't really remember when I first started playing, but probably around like, you know, early, 10, 9. Mm-hmm. And I just fell in love with basketball. Like it was something I just did every single day, like, you know, going to basketball camps and watching college. I was talking to Jalen Rose actually today, watching the Fab Five. That was like a major inspiration. And watching, you know, players in the NBA, Latrell Sprewell, different things like that early, like, you know, just really developing a love for the game.
Right.
And then, you know, getting older, playing AAU, playing in the park, playing in the city tournaments, traveling, going to basketball camp, did all of that, you know. And then as I got older, you know, went to prep school and went to college and kind of just made it my whole life from the time I was pretty much 12 to like, you know, 24. That's what I was doing every day, was playing basketball, trying to make money as a professional. And then, like you said, when that didn't work out, I had to find a new path. So that's how I got into business. But before that, it was, you know, basketball pretty much every single day, going to the court to work out, you know, playing, training, lifting weights, running, doing anything that an athlete would do, any type of athlete. You know, these are things that you have to do to make sure that you're at the top of your game. So, yeah, that was a large part of my life for sure.
Big time, and like I said, me being a teenager, early teen, I got a chance to see it. And a lot of these tournaments that, you know, I could say have came back alive. They never went anywhere. But I watched you win championships on these courts. I watched you go at it with some of New York's finest. A lot of legendary moments in the community center, Ferris Avenue, and other places that you played. But what position did you play coming up?
I like combo guard, so a mix between shooting guard and point guard. I wasn't a natural point guard, but especially as I got older, I did handle the ball a lot and was more of a facilitator too. So I was a combo guard.
I can honestly say, like, the way you play ball, like your basketball style, it's how you move. Like, as I'm watching you move, you know, in this industry, and it's almost like it coincides. Like you take order, you take control. Yeah, you're a point guard, but you're a scoring point guard. Like, games on the line, you want the ball. That's a tough mental process. And even now, you know, you're the head of a lot of campaigns, and you know that's not always easy to do. So, you know, run us through that process. What it's like for you as far as pressure goes on the court, off the court. How do you handle the pressures of being somebody who has to get the ball when the game's on the line?
I mean, you just got to keep your composure. You know, that's one thing I learned from just sports. You can't get too high, get too low.
Yeah.
As a leader, you know, people look at you. So if you're running around frazzled or, you know, blaming people and complaining all the time, like, that's going to affect the people that's, you know, watching you and following you. So for me, it's just about, you know, maintaining just a level, being even, like, I mean, not really getting too emotional.
Right.
And that's one of the things I learned from sports. Like, you know, you gotta just stay in it. Like, you know, from boxing, like, you know, that's
absolutely, yeah.
With Floyd, that's something I picked up when Conor McGregor, he fought Floyd. And one thing I noticed when he said at the end of the fight, he was like, you know, he's not that fast, he's not that quick, he's not that strong, but he's composed.
Yeah.
And that was something that I always remembered, because it's like, you know, his composure is something that really is very underrated.
Absolutely.
Like, you know what I'm saying? People, like, it takes a lot of composure to just hold your hands up, not panic, you know, see the opposition and just run your race. Like, that's something that, you know, I do in business and in life. It's just, you know, just run my race. I don't try to, like, speed up when somebody else is next to me. I don't try to slow down. Just, like, you know, just keep your composure. So that's one of the things that I transferred from sports to business.
Absolutely, and I could agree, because I feel like a man's character is tested during the storm more than when it's sunny out. You know, when life is going good and you're healthy 100% and you don't got no aches or pains, it's easy to complete the assignment. But a lot of times people don't know the assignment to even complete the assignment. So yeah, that's dope. And me sparring with you over these years, it's special. When I say sparring, that's a boxing term, but you know, you definitely one of the ones I spar with over the years to keep my sword sharp mentally. You know, mental fitness is you big on mental fitness, and that's crazy. I was just driving past because we're gonna pivot this into the business, and it's the perfect transition. I just drove past White Plains High School, and every time I drive past that high school, I think of you, one of the guys I think of, because we used to hit that track every Sunday. And prior to me doing that with you, I was doing that with my man Vinny, and I would bump into Mr. Bilal, Hassan Sr. a lot there. And that's where we built a huge part of our rapport. And I would build with him a lot. And I realized, you know, how business-oriented he was, you know. And, yeah, take us into that transition from being an athlete to you finally making that decision to say, you know what, I'm going to go pursue something else.
I mean, it really just came down to, you know, seeing what was realistic. And, you know, at that point in time, I could have went overseas, but I would have had to start at a lower level and kind of work my way up. And, you know, I didn't really want to do that. I didn't want to, you know, have to grind it out overseas and, you know, go to some country I didn't want to be in. Yeah. So I was just ready just to, like, start my life as an adult.
Right.
So, you know, that was like, I just went and just made the decision really, like, you know what, it's over. Like, basketball is over. Now I'm just going to focus on just trying to get money. Yeah. Just trying to just, you know, build a career. So started as a financial advisor, and it was a commission-based job, like, you know, selling life insurance and college plans and stuff like that. And that was, like, probably, like, 14 years ago now. And, yeah, started doing that, and that was cool. I was able to make a living, you know, be successful on that level. But I always feel like it was something bigger. So I was just seeing how I can just scale bigger than just what I was currently doing, and I just saw social media as an outlet for that.
Absolutely,
a way to just reach, you know, masses amounts of people, not just a couple of people. So, you know, it started a whole social media campaign and putting out content, and had a public access show. You was on my show, actually.
Absolutely, for sure.
Just doing all kinds of different things just to create content and create a buzz online. And that started to build. That started to work. We was teaching kids in classroom, and me and Troy, and like filming that and putting that on social media. So we were just doing everything on social media just to kind of build a buzz. And that did work eventually. Started to, gain a lot of traction. And, it just led to starting Earn Your Leisure because everybody was already asking for it. They was already asking, thinking I had a show already, thinking like, where can I watch these clips in full? And there was just, a demand for the platform. So by the time we started Earn Your Leisure, there was already a pent up demand for it.
Right.
And we've been rocking ever since.
Yo, it's your host Spanks, Nothing's Normal Podcast. And I'm here introducing Righteous Felon Craft Jerky, ladies and gentlemen. It's an all-natural jerky, beef jerky, excellent source of protein, good for you gym heads like myself, good post-workout meal or snack, I should say. They got some cool names, too. Shout out to the Righteous Felon. I know a lot of felons. I'm a felon myself. So this really hit different. My favorite would be the Teriyaki Balboa. If you know me, those are obvious reasons. My boys got the boxing gloves. We got the Maryland Monroe. Now, for those who've been to Maryland, you know what they're known for, good old crab seasoning. So we got the Maryland Monroe. And finally, I'm going to give y'all one more, the Soul Survivor. The Soul Survivor, Korean barbecue inspired. Tastes like rib tips. You won't know the difference. If you want to give these snacks a try, you head over to their website at righteousfelon.com. Type in promo code POLY15 for a discount on this excellent, healthy, delicious snack. I tell people all the time, because I credit these guys, as far as me podcasting, as large or small as the podcast is, I for sure wasn't thinking about doing it. And honestly, this part of the culture is the most important part, but it's the part that gets the least amount of attention when it comes to business and things like that, because we see how when the athletes pull back up to these communities, not just making it about our community, but we see the response they get, or, the rappers and the entertainers. But the business, the business accolades, just I feel like they go shunned. We don't speak upon them, or we don't reward them with the same amount of love and gratification as we do the other sides. And I just feel like now all the entertainers and rappers figured it out. I don't want to use the word follow or copy. I'm going to choose my words wisely, but a large part of the culture that y'all have branded was things guys was doing on the side or on the low. Guys wasn't publicly having events about this. Like I said, for our culture, the most litest event for us coming up was the Rockefeller Rough Riders tour. Like, y'all just went on a world tour talking about making money. It's different. So I can honestly say y'all revolutionized a whole entire, like a genre, if you want to call it. As far as Earn Your Leisure, I know y'all a media company, y'all taking over the world. When it's all said and done, when you hang your jersey up, what do you see for Earn Your Leisure?
I think, the goal is to really, grow globally. Mm-hmm. So, have different satellites in different parts of the world, produce more content, grow as a media company to the point where we actually, producing documentaries and movies and different things of that nature, and really take the company public, like, have the company on the stock market. So, people can actually invest in Earn Your Leisure and have it, as a publicly traded company. Absolutely. So that's the vision. That's the plan to really, grow on the media side and, have a full-fledged media arm where we actually, making content for other people and doing documentaries, doing movies, doing international, different things. So yeah, that's the goal.
Earn Your Leisure documentary. There's no way in the world I could see like how back in the days you had the behind the music, you had like the raw and uncut, you had like Vibe magazines, like just Earn Your Leisure documentary from the beginning, things we ain't never see, just the cook-up process. Because a lot of people take it for granted. They just look at the watch, they see that blue thing that's parked outside, and they think like you just woke up and that's what it was. They don't get a chance to really see the grind. The grind doesn't really get popularized or televised as much, which, it's not supposed to. The work that it takes. Like, a typical day for you? Because everybody's not meant to be a leader. It's not for everybody. That's top, middle, and bottom line. Everybody's not meant for that position, and that's okay. So, as we wrap things up, what's a typical day like for Rashad Bilal?
It's every day is different, honestly. Yeah. Wake up, we kind of like try to like have some quiet time in the morning before I really start to move around. Mm-hmm. But on average, we probably take a couple Zoom calls. Yeah. Do some content. Then we might shoot an episode if we're shooting episodes that day, or we might not. We travel a lot. Yeah. So, average day sometimes is just on the road, in the airplane, on the airport. In the airport, we're in the airport all the time, right. Traveling, moving around. But there's really no 2 days the same, honestly. But the one thing that's pretty constant is there's always at least one Zoom call a day. So we definitely take a lot of calls, a lot of Zoom calls, and a lot of like group chat messages. Talking about different things, whether it's InvestFest, or whether it's Market Mondays, whether it's Earn Your Leisure, whether it's, Revolt. We talk about a lot of different stuff and different things that need to be done for the day. Make sure that, the different things that need to be done for the day are done. So, that's kind of like, the general gist of it. If I'm in New York, my son usually got a game or he's doing something. So, nice. I'm usually with him at some point in time during the day. That's it, man. It's just like every day is different, though. Like I said, especially now that we travel so much, we're moving around, doing different events in different cities and, different restaurants to eat at and, different things of that nature. So it's really, just dependent on the day. But typically that's kind of like what it look like.
Okay. Give these young entrepreneurs, the viewers watching, you got a huge following, some tips that you use as far as mental health, as far as, peace is priceless. You can't put a price on it. We know broke, happy people. We know rich, miserable motherfuckers. Like peace is really hard to come by or create. Everybody need that moment that they just, whatever it is. Some people may smoke. Some people may go for a run. Some people may work out. But when you make yourself a brand, because that's the goal. Because I love social media. I'm not one of them people who's like, social media it is. I feel like people use social media as an excuse. We like to find excuses for our behavior and why relationships fail and why this and why is that. It's not social media. It's what you consume mentally. If you don't have that mental filter to, filter that stuff out. Because like I said, social media making motherfuckers rich, man. Social media is the trap, man. That's the block. I don't know what y'all talking about. So you got to take the good with the bad. But, give them some tips, some things you do. Like when you make yourself a brand, because at this point, Rashad, but that's a brand. I feel like as a person, you should want to make yourself a brand. You should want to be able to sell everything. Your attention, your presence, your page, whatever it is a brand in itself. What are some things you do to just stay sane?
Like I said, in the morning, I try to just, meditate for a little bit, just chill out now before I start my day. Mm-hmm. I spend a lot of time, just quiet time too. Like, I don't really be around a lot of people too often. Pisces. So that's good. You don't want to, you gotta just preserve your energy and think. So that's something that, I do. And then, like I said, spend time with my son, spend just little things, just might just take a walk, a workout. Definitely something that's beneficial for sure. Trying to get back on that. We're working out every day. That's something that's helpful. Just clear your mind, get your body right. That's important. Make sure that you eat good. Yeah. And definitely, like when you're moving around, you're traveling, you're hustling, got to make sure that you eat good. So these are all things that I try to do on a consistent basis to just, keep a clear head.
Yeah. Got to. You got to think on the fly. Everything is a little bit different. I can only imagine. They say, the altitude, the higher you go, the harder it is to breathe.
That's a fact.
So you got to be conditioned. That's why I'm not a fan of the whole, if you was in the streets, you just could adapt to anything, because that's not always true. Like, there's some of your problems, might break me all the way down, mentally. So it's just all about not knowing, just being aware that there's always hidden words in between, reading the fine print in between the lines and everything, and always with a seed. People, we humans, we got bad days too. So it's all about how you look at things and not overexerting yourself, because with me, when it comes to me with mental health, I keep a reserve tank for unexpected situations because, you know, storms come unexpected. You don't always get told when it's going to rain in your life. That being said, we're going to wrap it up. InvestFest is coming up, baby. I'm looking at the panel. I will be there. Nothing's normal. Shout out to Divine Time and Dom. He'll be there. InvestFest, man. Before we wrap it up and talk about InvestFest 2023, Ab gave us his version of how InvestFest came into fruition. And from what he told me, it was like a 3-second idea drew up by Rashad Bilal. Like, he just woke up one day and said, yeah, I want to have a festival. Like, so if I want to make it like Coachella and this, that, and the third, and you just made it happen. Yeah, InvestFest, baby. How'd that happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what it was. Went to another one of my friends' events. Shout out to him for 100. He had an event, and it was really dope. And it was inspiring to see it happen. The first event I really seen of, like, large scale like that, especially, like, done by a black person, but just to anybody, like, in our space. So I'm like, this is dope. But, you know, I get inspired by different people, but I don't like to copy people. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, we should do something. And then I'm just thinking, like, how can we do something that's different? And then it's like, all right, festival, you know? Like, I don't think anybody has ever done a festival, financial literacy. So it's like, all right, what do you do to make it a festival as opposed to just a conference? So it's like, all right, you have music performers, you have food trucks, you have a vendor marketplace.
Yeah.
All these different things, like, you know what I'm saying, to kind of make it a festival as opposed to just a regular seminar or a conference. And, yeah, that was like 3 years ago. Yeah. Came up with that idea, and then we executed it the first year. And we had like a short period of time. We had like 6 weeks to get that done. And that was a success. And then last year was crazy.
Yeah, last year. And then
this year we going up even more. So, yeah, man, it's one of those things where, you know, just had the idea, had the vision, but the most important thing is just to put it to action. You know, people have good ideas all the time, but they never actually do anything with it. So, you know, success loves speed, so you got to move quickly.
Okay. And a team, I feel like, you know, you need a team as far as there's only one you. So like you said, I watch Market Mondays sometimes, and I catch on. The things that stuck with me is adding value. That's a assets over liability is just like a duh. Like, that's just a no-brainer. We don't even need to elaborate on that. But adding value, the power of connection, network, and relationships. That's a key, because I just feel like that'll get you to the exit a lot quicker.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Just adding value to a relationship. That all over. Y'all have made some beautiful connections out there, and has helped grow the brand. Y'all have helped grow different brands, and that's what it's about, man. We got to stop all of this separation. Of those the financial literacy guys, those is the rappers, those is the comedians, those are this. Man, we all black men trying to get to it. Let's work together. You know, because me personally, I'm not with, like, unity, it sound good. I'm not one of them people who wants to connect with the whole entire world. If you got an asset and I got an asset, let's exchange assets, and then let's grow our campaigns. We don't got to agree. We don't got to merge. We don't got to have the same views. I'm not getting too caught up in people's personal. Like, this is business in my Stringer Bell voice. But yeah, let them know where to get InvestFest tickets, who y'all got going, what y'all got going on, who y'all got speaking, and let them know what to expect as we wrap it up.
Yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Yeah, InvestFest.com. We got Diddy, we got Robert Smith, we got Rich Paul, we got Maverick Carter, we got Jeezy, we got 19 Keys Ian. Of course, we're going to be there on your leisure. We got Tabitha Brown, we got Lala Anthony, we got everybody. So it's a dope experience.
Industry in there.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Dope experience for anybody that just wants to come. It's in Atlanta, August 25th to August 27th. And, you know, great place to network, meet people, vibe, and learn for sure. So, you know, head down to Atlanta and get your tickets, and it's going to be a vibe.
It's going to be a vibe, baby. Nothing's Normal podcast, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate you there.
No, all good, bro.
Yes, sir.